Our lead story tonight covers the government's initiative to reassess weight restriction laws for vehicles, particularly trucks, to mitigate significant infrastructure damages. We'll delve into the proposed system to manage weight offenders and the collective effort urged between the government and opposition to protect the nation's road networks. In a significant development for bilateral security partnership, Major General Evan L. Pettus, commander of the 12th Air Force, is scheduled to visit Guyana. We'll explore the implications of this visit for the U.S.-Guyana Defense Partnership, especially as Guyana seeks to expand its aviation capabilities and airspace awareness. Turning to legal news, Kareem Charles has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for the 2019 murder of Arshad Ali in Rosenthal, West Bank, Berbice. We'll cover the circumstances leading to this sentencing and the rehabilitation measures planned for Charles, including skills and anger management training. The Ministry of Home Affairs is making strides in digitalizing certificates issued by the General Registrar's Office. We'll discuss the focus on marriage and death certificates and the expected benefits of this digital transformation. Finally, in regional news, Haiti is grappling with unprecedented levels of gang violence, leading to protests on the streets calling for an end to gang warfare. We'll examine the impact of this violence on the country, including the displacement of 300,000 people from their homes. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for February 1st, 2024. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, the government has enlisted the services of a consultancy firm to reassess weight restriction laws, focusing on reducing the significant infrastructure damages caused by overloaded vehicles, particularly trucks. This initiative is being carried out in collaboration with the Inter-American Development Bank. Minister of Public Works, Bishop One Edgehill, disclosed this information during the discussion on budget estimates in the National Assembly. The minister emphasized that imposing fines alone on offenders is insufficient and proposed a system where weight offenders must remove excessive load within a specific time frame. The minister urged collaboration between the government and opposition for the collective benefit of the nation and the durability of the road networks. Additionally, Edgehill commended the Special Project Unit for their commendable efforts in repairing damaged infrastructure across the country. Also making the headlines, in a significant move to bolster the bilateral security partnership between United States and Guyana, Major General Evan L. Pettus, commander of the 12th Air Force, Air Force Southern, is set to visit Guyana from January 31st to February 2nd. This visit underscores the United States' commitment to enhancing regional stability and security cooperation across Latin America and the Caribbean. As the Air Force component of U.S. Southern Command, the 12th Air Force plays a crucial role in conducting security operations and delivering air, space, and cyberspace capabilities. The force is instrumental in deterring aggression, defeating threats, and rapid responding to Western Hemisphere crises while working closely with allies and partner nations to build regional capacity. Major General Pettus' visit marks his first overseas trip in 2024. It highlights the significance of the U.S.-Guyana Defense Partnership, primarily as the Guyana Defense Force seeks to expand its aviation capabilities. Discussions with senior leaders in the government of Guyana, the Guyana Defense Force, and the U.S. Embassy will focus on advancing Guyana's airspace awareness capability to safeguard its national security and sovereignty. This strategic engagement comes when Guyana significantly invests in its defense capabilities. The Parliamentary Committee of Supply recently approved a substantial budget allocation of $42.2 billion for GDF in 2024. This funding aims to enhance military infrastructure and equipment, including the procurement of 2 aircrafts, 4 helicopters, a long-range drone, and an offshore patrol vessel for the Coast Guard. Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Gil Teixeira, emphasized the importance of these investments in strengthening Guyana's military readiness. Turning to legal news, Kareem Charles, a 40-year-old resident of Rosenthal, West Bank, Berbice, has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for the 2019 murder of Arshad Ali. Charles pleaded guilty earlier this month to beating Ali to death with a metal pipe. The High Court in Berbice, under Justice Joanne Barlow, determined the sentence allowing for parole eligibility after 21 years. Charles will undergo skills and anger management training during his incarceration for rehabilitation before reintegration into society. The incident occurred on March 1, 2019 in Rosignol, where both men resided, and the motive was reported as an apparent act of retaliation. Arshad Ali was killed while traveling to visit his newborn baby at the New Amsterdam Public Hospital, where his wife had been hospitalized. He was struck in the head with a metal pipe by Charles. Ali's cause of death was determined to be shock and hemorrhage. Stick around when we return. GPHC unveils 24 hours help desk for enhanced patient support, and Guyana's General Registrar Office to revolutionize citizen documentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to kick off the new year with a bang? Digicel has an offer that'll make your January extra special. Imagine winning up to $1 million in free groceries in Digicel's $6 million groceries extravaganza. Simply top up with $1,000 or more, and you could be one of 6 lucky winners to enjoy the ultimate shopping spree worth $6 million. What are you waiting for? Start topping up today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl, forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. Under the Ministry of Home Affairs, the General Registrar Office is set to digitalize all types of certificates issued by the agency. Currently focusing on marriage and death certificates, the move aims to enhance the security of citizens' information. Minister of Home Affairs Robertson Ben emphasized the government's interest in creating a more efficient and responsive process for citizens. The digitalization process involves creating a secure database and using technology to minimize errors in document creation. The GRO aims to improve security features on certificates and streamline the documentation process, aligning with modern technological advancements. Deputy Registrar General Vishram Badu highlighted the importance of Guyana embracing technology to stay current with global trends. The initiative is expected to enhance document security, reduce paperwork, and improve overall organizational efficiency for the GRO. In other news, Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation has introduced the Orange Office Help Desk at Gate 1, the main entrance on Newmarket Street. This 24 hours information hub is designed to assist and support the patients, relatives, and visitors within the hospital's premises. It fosters open communication by addressing various inquiries, offering critical direction and patient updates, and ensuring seamless access to hospital services. Patients, staff, and the community can engage with the help desk staff to share recommendations and address concerns related to the hospital service or staff. Various channels for engagement include direct calls, WhatsApp, email, and in-person assistance are offered for convenience. GPHC stated that it values feedback and inquiries, and the help desk is committed to making the healthcare journey exceptional for all. The launch aligns with the commitment to excellence and community support, reflecting the hospital's dedication to healthcare excellence. Don't go away after the break. U.S. tech hearing, CEOs question over child exploitation online, and ICJ ruling on Gaza. UN Security Council meets to discuss last week's verdict.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Etteringban, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. In neighboring Haiti, protesters have been on the streets appealing for an end to the gang warfare which has taken over the country. Gang killings and kidnapping have soared to unprecedented levels. The turf wars have forced 300 persons from their homes. Al Jazeera's Rob Reynolds reports.
Flaming tires and other debris burned in Port-au-Prince, Haiti's embattled capital, as residents protested against overwhelming gang violence. Many here say life has become unbearable.
I'm on the street today because my area of Panier is not good. I can't stay at home. There are a lot of explosions. At the moment, people are leaving their houses. I have found myself obliged to take to the streets to say no to Ariel.
Ariel refers to Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who has held office without elections since the assassination of President Jovenel Moise in July 2021. Many Haitians consider Henry an illegitimate ruler.
The entire republic must rise to make Ariel Henry respond. We can no longer stand the insecurity. Nothing is functional, not even the democratic institutions. We want elections free of gangs. The head of state is now even involved in gangs. The whole country is gangsterized.
Gangs now control an estimated 80% of Port-au-Prince and vast swaths of the countryside. Gang killings doubled last year to 4,500, and kidnappings surged by 80%. Gang members also engage in widespread rape and sexual assault of women and girls. Nenel Volme was injured in a shootout in his neighborhood of Solino.
On Sunday, I was sitting with a friend near my house when 3 bullets came in. One hit me and broke the bone, but I don't have the means to go to the hospital.
According to the UN agency UNICEF, more than 300,000 Haitians have fled their homes because of violence and insecurity.
I ran. I have children with me. I ran with them. I have nothing for them. They kill people. They chase us. That's why I left the area.
Last year, the United Nations came up with a plan to bring several thousand police officers from Kenya to help stabilize Haiti. But a Kenyan court blocked the deployment, ruling that it was unconstitutional. For now, Haitians say they can't see a way out. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera.
Internationally, chief executive officers of major tech companies have faced tough questions from U.S. senators about child exploitation on their platforms. They are accused of not protecting minors from abuse online. Al Jazeera's Mike Hanna reports.
Some families of victims of online abuse were at the hearing, and Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg was forced to face them.
Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
I'm sorry for everything that you have all gone through.
The apology, muted as it was made. Earlier, each of the tech CEOs expressed concern for what they termed abuse of their platforms, but insisted they took stringent measures to prevent harm to young users.
We make it very difficult for predators to find teens on Snapchat.
Direct messaging is not available to any users under the age of 16.
I know you don't mean it to be so, but you have blood on your hands. You have a product. You have a product that's killing people.
Members brought specific instances of online abuse, including the sale of drugs.
Bridget lost her teenage son after he took a fentanyl-laced pill that he purchased on the internet.
A tragedy shared by Sam Chapman, whose son Sammy was found dead at the age of 16, having taken fentanyl that was sold on the Snap platform.
A dealer reached out on Snapchat to Sammy with a colorful drug menu, offered him something for free in order to addict him, and delivered a counterfeit drug to our home, like a pizza, with a lethal dose of fentanyl in it.
Sam Chapman had a meeting with the Snap CEO, Evan Spiegel, who only attended this hearing after being subpoenaed.
And I asked him to put on third-party safety software, and he said that data privacy meant that they couldn't do it.
During the hearing, Spiegel apologized to parents whose kids overdosed after buying drugs on the Snap platform.
Section 230 of the Communications Act says platforms cannot be held liable for what is posted by users. Therefore, there is no legal accountability for any harm that may be a consequence.
There's not one law in the book because you oppose everything we do, and you can't be sued.
The demand by committee members and by the grieving parents like Sam Chapman, there must be accountability. Mike Hanna, Al Jazeera, Washington.
And finally, the UN Security Council convened to discuss last week's International Court of Justice ruling that Israel must prevent acts of genocide in its war on Gaza. Last week, the International Court of Justice ordered that Israel must prevent genocidal acts in its war on Gaza. Al Jazeera's James Bay reports.
For the first time, the Security Council convened to discuss last week's interim ruling by the International Court of Justice on Gaza. This meeting requested by the Arab nation on the Council, Algeria.
It is crucial to achieve a ceasefire immediately. Those that oppose that ceasefire must ask questions of their conscience.
Efforts to get a resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire have repeatedly been blocked by one of the Security Council's permanent members, the US. Its ambassador made it clear that the ICJ decision won't change that position.
We must be honest about what the court did not order. Specifically, it has not ordered an immediate ceasefire. It has not made any finding that this preliminary phase of the proceedings that Israel committed genocide or otherwise violated the Genocide Convention. And indeed, the United States continues to believe that such allegations are unfounded.
Israel's deputy ambassador went further, claiming the case against his country, which was brought by South Africa at the ICJ, was outrageous and false. But other countries saw it very differently. The Chinese ambassador told me the court's rulings were clear, but could only be put in place if there was a ceasefire.
Well, definitely to reach those goals, a ceasefire is a precondition, it's a must. That's what we also believe the Security Council should do.
Among the provisional orders made by the International Court of Justice, a call to scale up humanitarian aid for Gaza, but that's not happening. The UN's top humanitarian official told the Security Council the suffering is only getting worse, with Israel frequently blocking the entry of much-needed items into Gaza. James Bays, Al Jazeera, of the United Nations.
This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's Safe TV2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 5:30 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.